Hey guys, we are going to do a real estate with real people, a live with Edie.
Friend and compatriot. So let's get her in here. There she is. All right, Edie, we've got things to chat about. It's been a while.
We do. So, Jennifer, what's the latest? What have you noticed?
Oh my gosh, movement. Things are moving. Just like we are moving physically on this video, the market is moving, and it's actually kind of cool to see as spring has is upon us. Starting to see multiple offers, tours, even houses that have been on the market for a while. I was off at a touring a buyer last weekend. Before we'd left the last house, I was already getting a phone call from one of the agents saying, "Hey, been on the market for 77 days, but we already have an offer in hand if you're interested." And all I could do was I said, "Oh my gosh, congratulations to you," because it was 77 days and he had 4 tours that day. So even
Wow.
things that have been on the market for a bit are moving. So tell me, what are you seeing?
We're seeing much of the same. We're seeing multiple offers over asking, and we're actually starting to see the return of some waived contingencies,
Yep.
namely like financing contingencies. So competition's coming back. Now,
Yep.
that said, it really depends on the market that you're in. So, for example, we saw some offers, a client made some offers in Seattle, multiple offers over asking, they lost out. And then other clients are still seeing some opportunity to negotiate concessions to buy down their rate. So, my question for you, Jennifer, is what is it? What is the benefit to having an agent that's an expert in the market when things are moving like this?
You need someone that's going to be your partner in crime to educate you, advocate for you, and walk the road with you, because you don't want to be waiving your contingencies if you really shouldn't be.
Right.
You don't want to be waiving your inspection, uh, if there's not an inspection that you can have. So you've got to have that expert that's going to listen to your needs, not cram you into something that you really shouldn't be in, and really hear the heart and the why behind it. We don't ever want to approach anything from fear. We want to
Right.
come in with an open mind and listening to what our clients want. Um, and so you need to be an expert in that particular area, but also more in tune with what your clients are needing. And you have to have that relationship. So,
And it sounds like it's just so important to have your agent as your advocate.
yeah,
That's what I'm hearing you say.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
for those who are in the market, been in the market for a while, or thinking about just getting into the market, that advocacy is going to be so important
Yeah,
um, for timeliness. I know
yeah.
some are trying to time the market by getting the absolute lowest interest rate, but
Mm,
arguably that's why we've seen the competition
yeah.
increase, is because we've already seen rates shift in a favorable way, and that's only going to get more and more competitive. So for those who are curious about getting into the market and maybe nervous about waiving some of those contingencies, this might be the right time to do some of that research to determine what our options are and what our opportunity is before things get too fierce in
Crazy.
terms of competition.
Well, and historically, March is the time that things pick up. I used to work at an appraisal firm, and we did all the stats from, I think it was from the 1970s till, back in the dark ages when I worked there. And historically, you'd see a bump in March
Right?
of activity. So, can I share with you my analogy about the interest rates?
Please do.
Okay, so I liken the interest rates. We're not going to see that 2% again. So if you have it, enjoy it, love it. That's not reality. Reality is about the average should be about 7.61%. We're not even there yet. So I liken it to hopping on a scale. The first time you get on a scale after the holidays, you're like, "Oh my gosh, that's a horrible number," and you jump off. There has to be some excuse. You put your leg in the air or something. Well, the next time, must be a broken scale, new batteries. The next time you step on the scale, you've seen that number and you're like, "Oh, yeah, it kind of makes sense." And it's not so scary anymore. And so I also think that's part of why we're seeing some movement with buyers is they're getting that education that the sky is
Right.
not falling. The
Right.
interest rates, they're interest rates. They are what they are. There's more stability in having a home a roof over your head than being in a rental, because you look at rentals, you live year to year waiting for that phone call of we're gonna sell, or your lease is up, get out, or something. So, you know, interest rates are what they are. Think of it as a scale and just get used to the number and put the chocolate away. That's my message.
Accepting your interest rate is an exercise in body positivity.
It is. It is. And it's like, once you see that number, you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I had one too many cookies. So I do see spring, there's movement, and it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see people be excited about looking for their house or their condo. And that's where you and I come in, where we need to be their advocate, be their guide on this journey, because it is a journey, and it's scary, and it's bumpy.
Yeah.
So
there is still opportunity before those purchase prices get too high with competition. So if you guys have any questions, Jennifer is your advocate. She's an excellent resource. And I'm just always happy to educate and provide information. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to help you.
Awesome. Let's get moving.
Let's get moving.
All right. See ya.